Hey everybody, this is James Pelton, and I am here with Pim from the team at Forest Financial. So excited to have this live with you Saturday morning for me. So I'm in Central Time, again, Lincoln, Nebraska. So I just want to start out by welcoming the audience as they start to make their way in. If you're watching this on replay, welcome to you too. We're going to talk about Forest Financial is the project here today with Pim. And I want to start out, if you're watching this, please give a thumbs up, because YouTube, what they do is they watch like the first 5 or 30 seconds of a video, and they're like, oh, how many people like this? Is this actually content we want to show people? So that's important to do. So please like this video. If you wouldn't mind, if you want to share it on Twitter, share it on YouTube, etc. Really appreciate that. And then last thing before we introduce Pim and talk about the project is, can you let me know where you're watching from? So again, I'm always amazed. I'm so used to just dealing with people in the US and like Nebraska. And so it's just crazy all over the world, people in DeFi. So very cool. So let me start. Pim, welcome to the channel today. Really appreciate having you here. Could you just introduce yourself and give a little bit of your background?
Right, thank you, James. It's been great chatting with you and having this opportunity to get on the show. I am one of the founders of Forest Financial, together with Alexander. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it today, but I'll be covering for him as well. So we're both, young developers. We're very busy in the web development space, and I guess over the past year or 2 years, we've been investing casually into crypto. Recently, much more in DeFi, and we've noticed back in, last year that things weren't running well. Sustainability was not one of the key focuses of projects, and no real charitable projects were existing back then. So we thought that it's our duty as well to help out, and we saw an opportunity to join in, and we started making a project.
Okay, very cool. So can you tell a little bit about your background? Like why start a project? Like, do you have some computer background, or how did you guys get together? There's a lot of people that get together, but then there's not a lot of people that say, hey, let's make a DeFi project. So just kind of how did you end up at that decision?
Right. So we worked together on several different projects in real life, and just as co-workers, and as web developers, I guess. So we both had a common thing we liked doing, which is programming, and there's a lot of that in DeFi. So I guess we just one day said like, hey, why not give a crack at making projects? It must be very easy. Spoiler, it's not easy. But I guess we just went for it one day. We like each other. We can work together in like a well-oiled machine, I guess. And it just went from there. And soon we gathered a fun team of very highly skilled people in all different branches that are required in this business. And right now we're just running off that, and we're trying to make it work.
Okay, very cool. And I want to say again, hi to some of the audience. We have another Pim from the Netherlands that says hello. People from California. I got a lot of people from the Netherlands. One thing that people are already saying is that you look young. So that's a positive thing, I think. That's what the world's after. What would you say to people who think, oh, he's too young to run a project? Or what would you kind of say to those people?
It's very good that you're cautious about such a thing, because obviously I don't have the life experience of someone that's 50. For clarification, I am 21 years old. So obviously I don't know all the lessons that life can teach you. But I guess I'm more creative. I still have a lot of creative juice in me. If you take a look at developers that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, they lack a lot of creativity because they have so much knowledge. It somehow restricts their creativity. So I believe that we are a lot more creative, And we also know the latest languages well because we kind of grew up with them in a way. Like it's quite hard to teach a boomer how to use a cell phone, but you see kids age 6 or 7 that are already using an iPad or something. So I think it's good to be cautious, but it doesn't really mean anything as long as the person in question seems to be knowledgeable and seems to be skilled enough.
Yeah, no, and I totally agree. And so we're used in traditional finance, that's been around for the last 200 years. If you can find somebody who's in their 50s or 60s, then like they have more experience in traditional finance. But DeFi, how long has DeFi been around? Like, I mean,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
How it is right now, where the space is at. I mean, this is like a year old at most, maybe. And so, yeah, it doesn't concern me having younger people in charge of these DeFi projects because, again, no one has a lot of experience in these spaces. So, yeah, that's my take on it also. But people in the audience were asking about it, so thought I would just
and obviously, if someone aged like 14 or 13 is making a project, think twice about joining them. But I think I'm just over the the requirement, I guess, the age requirement to be able to pursue something like this.
Yeah. Well, funny story, quick. But when I was a kid, I started programming when I was in 2nd grade, and I made a game online, and I ended up with like 1,000 people playing this browser game.
Oh, wow!
They didn't realize I was like 10 years old. I was like 10 or 11 years old running this, and it was pretty stressful as a young kid. But nobody knew.
Yep,
I mean, it was on the internet. And again, you could have gone the direction of not doxing. Like, we have a lot of people that don't come on with a camera or anything, and you could have said, you know what, I don't want people to know how old I am or my name or anything like that. So appreciate you coming on like this. So anyways, we'll put that aside now. But let's get to the project itself. So could you kind of tell me what is the vision that you have and kind of where it's at right now?
Right. So there are a couple of big problems in the world, and I guess deforestation is one of the main ones, climate pollution, and it's just going too fast. There was an article published by the United Nations a couple of weeks ago about like our climate goals set in 2015 in the Paris Accords, and if we want to meet those, we basically have to stop polluting at its peak in 2025 and lower a quarter of our global pollution by 25% in the next 5 years. And if we don't reach that, we very well could be spiraling down into a irreversible collapse of the ecosystem of the Earth, which would obviously not be so good for us. So I guess my vision and the ones of my co-founder is that we want to save the Earth, even if we help just a tiny bit by donating some of our profits to tree reforestation organizations. Then that's already job done for us. And on the other side, there's a lot of profit to be made in DeFi, and we've been burned so many times by previous projects that we thought, okay, well, if we make a project ourselves and we try to be fair and honest and offer lower kinds of rewards that are more sustainable, then we hope to attract more people and basically be a big player that shows how it's done correctly. And obviously that's a very big goal to attain, and we hope to do so. We are working together currently with the Decentralized Foundation, with Desi. You've had a chat with him yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
And they work hard towards basically the same goal, right? Getting profits in for people, but also donating to social causes like world hunger, world floodings that are happening all over. So yeah, that's basically our goal, to reforest the Earth and I guess make DeFi a safer place for everyone.
Okay, very cool. So I'm from America, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like America, we're not quite as maybe this is too general of a statement, but we're not quite as concerned about the environment. Like we're just America, let's go. What would you say to someone like, do you think there's still a place in your project for people who aren't as concerned about the environment? Or how would you address somebody that's kind of in that boat?
Yeah, of course. So at the end of the day, if you're in DeFi, you're most likely here for the money. And if we made our project solely about donating profits to charity, there wouldn't be a lot of profits. So if you're looking for a safe investment that will last you a couple of years at least, and new innovation in like safe investing within DeFi, come to us. What I like to say, like the what I like to explain to people is that we hope to be a better investment than the S&P 500. So such a big investment is quite, or such a big market is quite safe, right? It's stable. There has to be like a corona epidemic to crash that, like make it go down and back up. But we hope to be a better investment than them in that market. So
Okay. Now, how would you compare? So we are kind of in this node season, I would say, where we're
yeah,
seeing a lot of the projects, the passive income projects that we've come to grow and love. Uh, they're not working out so well for us. So, what would you say, like you guys are doing to kind of set yourself apart, and for this to not be like you said, you want it to be, at least 2 years or a year, or
yeah, definitely.
what are you guys kind of doing to change from the culture that we're in to make it last?
Right. So I think one of the most important things is that we are able to learn from previous mistakes. Um, the first generation of node projects were I guess Ring Financial, right? They started the entire process quite new, and I guess everyone loved it, right? Making free money. And once that ended, projects like Tor Financial, they were able to learn from that and improve on that. However, there were still some faults, and it's not doing too well at the moment. So what we are doing together with the Decentralized Foundation is we're forming a third generation of node projects that are able to learn from both mistakes, like all the previous generation mistakes, and improve on those even more. So what we're doing right now as projects is making sure that we're sustainable for a long time. That does mean, however, that we're generating less rewards because that's part of it, but it means that we're going to be existing for a longer time. So we have more, I guess, leeway to implement utilities, create a fast ecosystem, and just exist longer, have a longer runway, which is what we're aiming for. So.
Okay. What would you say is that kind of what would you say would be the main takeaways you've gotten from Desi and your work with him? Because he's kind of he examines all projects and he's kind of a tokenomics crazy guy. So what have you learned from him?
Right. So Desi is a very interesting fellow. You'll obviously read his long threads on Twitter. He enjoys making those. I talked with him a lot. Outside of our collaboration between the projects, and I think he teaches us that you can't be sustainable by giving out high rewards. That's the main takeaway. If you have 5% a day, you're going to exist for a couple of weeks, maybe 2 months. If you promise these lofty goals, such as a P2E game or other unproven utilities, like months in the future, while you already have your project running, then there's nothing for investors to keep hold of, nothing for investors to do while they're waiting. And obviously that's going to start boredom. People are going to sell more, and that causes a chain reaction, which plummets the price of a token. So I think those are the main takeaways. Just we need to change, and I'm glad that he is founder of such a project, because I look up to him. I think he's very, very smart, and I enjoy working together with him.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. It makes me more comfortable knowing you're partnered with him too. just since I know him very well.
Yeah.
So one thing somebody brought up, any giveaway today. I guess this is what I'm becoming known for is my giveaways. But yes, there is, and I kind of forgot to mention this at the beginning, but we are giving away. Let me share the screen here so you can see what they have done for me. So first off, I want to clarify, Pim, I have not been paid for this video, correct?
Yep,
But
no payment.
No payment, but you have made these trees. So I guess if that's a payment, but I'm giving them away to my audience. And how many of these do we have to give away?
Right, so these are three NFTs that we've minted, I guess, separately from the rest. These are basically, they function the same as the regular 3 NFTs, but there are 5 of them that we're going to be giving away from this live stream. So
okay, and they are James Pelton. You see, that is me down there in the corner there. So it's
our artist isn't the best at creating faces, but he did the best. So
yeah, nope, that's awesome. So we're gonna be giving that away. I think I'll probably do it as part of the Twitter post to share this. So, but we'll be giving away 5 of those trees with James Pelton on them. So, yeah, let's look at the website just a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about this Launchpad? That was something new that I hadn't seen before. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that's a relatively new thing. We were, obviously looking at our utilities, and we wanted to already release some of the plans we have brewing to, I guess, excite more people and reassure people that we're actually thinking of loads of utilities. And Forest Financial is going to be a 2-phase project. Phase 1 is where we, try to raise as much money as possible by selling our yield trees, our nodes, and the rewards will be high, relatively high. And once we've settled in, and the yield tree cap has been reached, we're going to switch to phase 2, which is a more calm and mature approach. We're going to be releasing our so-called growth campaigns, which is our Launchpad. So projects that are in need of help, whether it be financially or skills such as marketing, treasury management, tokenomics calculations, we can also provide those because we have a team of very qualified people. And projects that want to, gain help from that, they can request a growth campaign, and we'll do our research. We'll make sure that they're fine and okay, and then we set a growth campaign up, and people in our Planet Forest app or web app can take a look at these campaigns and decide to lend the campaign some money. So they are, lending or investing, I guess, $1,000 for some reason, for example, and they will receive a predetermined ROI once the campaign has ended. And in return, the campaign or the project has to add some kind of utility to the forest ecosystem. So they have to find a way for, obviously the forest that's being generated to be paid into their project. So maybe like a token bridge or some kind of NFT that our investors are able to buy on their platform, which is a great thing. And yeah, so we're going to be doing loads of research into those projects that would like a campaign, and we'll be holding like assets and like deposits that they are giving us in exchange for the financial support. And that's basically our way of contributing by helping other projects gain knowledge that they need. Because you see a lot of projects, even like ours, starting out with a couple of developers, or maybe even just a couple of people that are good at marketing. Well, you're not going to make a project out of that, right? You need everyone, and we can definitely help with that. So we are offering those services to these projects that are starting out. So
okay,
that's a nutshell.
All right, very cool. So let's talk about the finances. And so here, let's see, here are the NFTs that, so these are sold out and these are sold out. These are what we're giving away, right? Are these tree NFTs?
Yes.
And James Pelton tree NFT. So this is actually a pretty big giveaway that we're doing.
Yeah.
I think I am going to do one for the people who showed up to the live. let's go ahead and let's give away one of these trees right now, just because you guys took the time to come here, be on live. I really appreciate that. So I want you, if you'd like one of these James Pelton trees, which hold on, I gotta bring it up. I lost it. Where's it at? Here we go. If you'd like a James Pelton tree, then just comment. Comment pick me. There you go. That's good. Thanks, Alex. And then I'll give you like 15 seconds, and then I will go ahead and pick one of the people to win one of these trees. And it's a $400 value, so it's going to cost 5.16. They're sold out, so you can't even get one right now.
They were sold out in 20 minutes.
Yeah, they were sold out in 20 minutes, right? And they're going to be giving out 0.06. Do we know what Forest is launching at?
Yes, it will be launching at $75.
Okay, so it's $75. So this pays out $4.50 a day then at launch, and then that token price could.
Yeah, we expect it to go up to like 200 or 300. So.
Oh my goodness.
It's a great investment.
We will see. And then it also acts as 5 whitelist tickets for the pre-sale. Is that correct?
Yes. So you're able to buy 5 yield trees in our pre-sale if you have one of those 3 NFTs in your wallet.
Okay. All right. So very valuable. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and those yield trees, they are only $200 in the pre-sale. Once you actually have to, buy them after the launch, they cost $750, or at least 10 Forest. So they can skyrocket in price really quick.
Okay. So this is probably one of the bigger giveaways that we have ever done. So that's pretty cool. So we got a lot of pick-me's. People commenting negatively about the artwork, and then they want the tree really badly, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's money, free money.
Yeah, free money. I see some people commenting multiple times. Also, pick me. They're finding ways to get around my super elaborate giveaway system right here too. So okay. I do need to find a better way to do this. You think as a computer programmer, I would have like a more sophisticated way rather than close my eyes and pick a comment, but I don't. We got the winner though. Ines. Is that how you pronounce your name? I'm terrible with foreign names, but you are the winner of this first tree. So shoot me a DM on Twitter. And some people who've won giveaways say you take a long time to get back on Twitter, but I will look for your message and I'll get you your tree. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. So for people who want to get involved right now, these are sold out and these are sold out. So is this the best way to get involved right now?
Yeah, so we do have our NFTs on secondary marketplaces like NFT Trade, Kalau, TradeNFT.com. So you're able to find those links in our Discord server, which is available from our website. And but yeah, if you want to get a seed NFT, there are still left. We're burning 130 per day, so you don't have a long time left, but they are also a very good investment.
Okay, all right, yeah. So here I found on NFT. It always confuses me. I always type in NFT Trade, but it's
I do the same.
Trade. But yeah, so you can get some of these trees available, and they're going for quite a bit there. So those are pretty valuable.
I actually bought 2 before we started this live stream because I wanted to make sure I got my hands on some before they potentially skyrocket in price. So
yeah, absolutely, and they're sold out here. So if you can pick them up for under that, then that could be a good way to get involved. That gets you 5 whitelist tickets. So you can go buy these seed NFTs, but you get you 1 whitelist ticket, and they make 0.01 Forest per day. And then when is the pre-sale, and how's the pre-sale going to work? And then when can people who don't get one of these, when can they get involved?
Right. So the pre-sale launches on 29 April. So that's in 2 weeks from now exactly? Let me check. Just less than 2 weeks. Yeah. So. They're able to go on the website, which we're still creating and will be announcing pretty soon. And they can basically just purchase 10 yield trees, depending on how many NFTs that they have. So for anyone who doesn't have an NFT and they would like to get a yield tree, that's possible. There's one publicly available for everyone at $250. So You don't have to directly support us with a NFT, but you can still join in on the action. But for those that do have an NFT, you can have a max of 10 whitelist tickets. So regardless of how many NFTs you have in your wallet, you can only buy 10 yield trees max. So those yield trees will be $200 each, which will be a $2,000 investment you can maximally do for our yield trees. And it's easy as just clicking on buy and selecting the amount and confirming the transaction. So
Okay, very cool. And I just put the link to NFT raid, NFT trade. I'll just call it that. That's what yes, I'll put that on there. And if you want to just go buy one of these tree NFTs off the third party market, that's best. Otherwise, the pre-sale starts April 29th. And by the way, if anyone has any questions for Pim, go ahead and let me know and I'll ask those. But where do you see yourself? This is a question I've started to ask people just because I'm curious, but where do you see yourself? Where do you see this project in 6 months? So if we go forward 6 months, where do you see that we're at in Forest Financial? Like, what have you done for the environment? Where are you guys at financially? Just kind of where do you see?
Right. So we're actually doing a donation of 5,000 euros to Treedom. They're a tree reforestation project in Africa, Italy, and I guess south of Europe. And we're going to be doing a lot more of that. So we're going to be doing a lot of donations. I can't tell you how much we would have in 6 months, but I guess 10,000 at least. As for financials, we hope to have a cool $2 to $3 million in the Treasury. We hope the Forest token price will be between $75 and $100. And by then, the project will have established itself and we're able to move to phase 2, which is those growth campaigns and other more mature ways of earning money within Forest Financial.
Okay, very cool. Let's see. We've got some people talking. Pim, sir, I have amazing opportunity for you and your team. Daniel said.
Love to hear it.
Yeah. Daniel? How about either if you want to comment here, you can, or else you can hop in Discord, and I posted a link to that. And they'd love to hear it. That's they're open to anything. And also, yes. Daniel, I think you're waiting too for a giveaway from me, and I am so sorry. After this live, I will get on and I'll find all the DMs from people. The problem is they get lost in my DMs. I have DMs from so many people, and I will find yours, Daniel, and we'll make sure you get your giveaway. So very cool. Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the audience? Anything else that you'd really like to say to people? Again, I think people are struggling right now. The markets are down. There's not a lot of capital out there. And so they're really trying to be selective about like, hey, why this one? Why not something else? And maybe like, what would you say to somebody who's just got limited capital and they're trying to cipher, get through all the projects that are out there? What would you say to them?
So definitely do your own research and be extra cautious these days because, well, like James said, funds are limited and rugs are, they're happening a lot, unfortunately. And try to find projects that have associated themselves with popular influencers, people that you look up to personally. We're, I guess, associated with DeFi, which is founded by Desi. And Desi wouldn't pick us as a partner if he thought that we have bad intentions. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean Desi knows everything, but I think it's very important you do more research these days and try and look at some of the projects that are presenting themselves in a more, I guess, natural and a safe light. So, we don't aim to offer or claim to offer huge rewards. We don't claim to offer, you to make double or triple or quadruple your money in 2 weeks. And I think that's definitely the direction people need to look at instead of newer projects. But then again, DeFi is very, very dangerous. So don't invest the money you can lose. I am very, I guess I try to look out for our investors a lot. Anytime someone has an issue, anytime someone has regrets investing into us in our NFTs for some kind of reason, I like to talk with them and try to reaffirm that this is a good investment and that we have the best interest out for everyone. I hate it when I make people upset, and I hope that we can help both nature and DeFi in one go with Forest Financial. So yeah, but thank you for that question, James. I think it's very important for people to know what to look at these days, and that they may need to be a little more careful.
Yeah, nope. I think it's really helpful. Like, what makes you stand out? And so for me, like, the things that make you stand out is, first off, being willing to dox, and being younger and willing to dox, like, just shows that you're not afraid. Like, I do have a lot of people who are afraid to show their face just because,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
for one reason or another. And it's just, to me, it's impressive having a younger guy who's just like, you know what, I'm gonna do the best that I can with this project.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my face out there, and that puts a lot of confidence. And then the fact that Desi was willing to partner with you does say a lot about, he does not, I will say this, Desi does not like very many projects. Okay, we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Like, he's very selective, and so that was big to me. Borobai, is there plans to get your NFT trade collection verified?
Yeah, we're trying to contact them, but those platforms have it so busy. We're going to keep trying to ping them, see if they can pick up the phone, I guess, and we'll get those collections verified. No problem.
Yes, correct. And then James Pelton should wear a tie too. We will think about that. You do look good, but
that's one of the things I try to push as well. You see, there's not a lot of professionalism in DeFi, and wearing a tie, trying to look good as a CEO or a founder of a company is one of the things you can do that doesn't take a lot of time, but it does help the image of your brand. And I think that as we move to a more mature ecosystem and a more mature market, that you will see stuff like this happening more often.
Okay, a good answer. I am not going to wear a tie, so
no.
But that is it's each their own. I just don't like tie. I never really for me, I couldn't figure out, how did this idea of a tie start, where it's like, we're gonna dress and then tie something around our neck. Like, that seems.
I don't know. I have no idea. I think it's a different accent to your suit. I was actually going to wear a third piece, but it's so warm here I can't. Yeah. And it's I guess it expresses more. I had a whole suit of this, like an entire blazer and shorts, but they ripped. So I just have this now, which I like to do. It's a nature pattern.
Oh, that fits perfectly with what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. So I would like to address something that someone said.
Oh, sure.
Jargo said, "How about sustainability? If they mainly donate funds to forest projects, which is cool, of course."
This was going to be my next question. So perfect.
Oh, well, great. We'll address it immediately. So obviously, if we donate too much, then there's no profit for everyone. But we have calculated that a certain amount of the fees will go to reforestation. So how yield trees work is, once you buy a yield tree, you get a forester NFT. It's a little dude randomly generated with different clothes and whatever, and he takes care of the yield tree. He waters it. He plucks the fruit from the tree. He I guess he's personally responsible for the yield tree, and obviously he's going to gain experience by working hard every day, and every level that he goes up, he adds just a tiny bit more rewards to the yield tree. It's quite small, but you'll see it grow over time, and those foresters have fees, right? They need to be paid, because everyone needs to be paid in this economy, and a certain portion of that will be spent and gifted or donated to the to the charities around the world. And then, small percentages of other kinds of fees, like our sell fee, will also be donated to those projects. But they don't really impact the project that much.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And Mission says, Pim, you are a very elegant man. So there you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do get a lot of comments when somebody comes to an AMA with like a sweatshirt on or something. And they're like, hey, this, couldn't you have dressed up a little bit? And then Alex, who I believe is part of your team or is at least involved with Forest Financial in some way, but you guys are giving away 1 seed every day in Discord.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah, so we have a competition going in which people that are excited about Forest Financial can show that excitement by making pictures of nature, making fun edits in Photoshop or small videos about Forest Financial that try to reach out to as many people as possible on Twitter. And every day we select the most fun one, the best looking one, and then we reward them with a free seed NFT. So if you're interested in doing so and getting $80 worth of a free NFT, please head over to our Discord and engage in the competition. And it's not really hard to win. So, take 10 minutes out of your time and you'll probably have a free NFT.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, very cool. So somebody brought up a good question. So for people who want to buy off NFT trade, I don't know why I have such trouble saying that word. Do you have a recommendation for how can people make sure that they're not getting scammed? And since it's not a verified collection, how can people make sure that they're getting an actual tree?
Right. So in our Discord, in the info channel, there's a list of web pages of which, of those websites that you need to access or you need to make sure that you're on in order to get the right collection. So obviously, we know which contract it is. We check those pages beforehand and then we post them in Discord. So if you want to get one of those NFTs from a secondary marketplace, feel free to head over to our Discord info channel and you'll find exactly the pages you need.
Okay, and then I think some people are wanting clarification too. What are you going to be doing with the Treasury other than donating to trees? Just to clarify again.
Right, so we're not going to use the Treasury to simply donate to a charity, but we have a couple of very, very interesting plans going on. Our Treasury manager, Desi, has a decade and a half experience in managing traditional funds into the millions. So he has a very traditional look on managing treasuries, which we are happy for. But for the most part, we're not going to be investing in other node projects. We've seen over the last, I guess, half year that investing into other node projects can lead to pretty disastrous things happening with your treasury, losing a lot of your value, and then it's going to be very difficult to get that value back. Something that would be an exception would be us investing in DeFi, because obviously we trust them so much that we would love to have a little stake in their project. And I'm hopefully assuming that Desi will also want to spend some money in investing in Forest. But the main bulk of our treasury will be investing into cash-like assets. So take, for example, holding some stables or holding actual growth fluctuating assets like AVAX or Ethereum or Bitcoin. We're planning on staking some of that money. We're planning on obviously using some of that money in growth campaigns so that we can get a 10 to 20 return on investment within a few months. We're planning on doing a lot of things. As for that entire treasury process, we're making a team of qualified people who have good experience with treasuries or managing and investing their money, who have a good track record, and we're using those people to decide what we're going to invest our money on. So I cannot exactly tell you what we're going to invest in, but we continuously look at new approaches, even long existing projects like yield notes. you made a video about them, and you've put them, I believe, at #1 in your favorite crypto projects as of right now. We're looking at them as well to see if we can invest in them. So so we're taking a cautious approach, but it's going to be very exciting, and the community will have a say in it as well.
Okay.
So,
and actually, I like that answer because things are changing so quickly in the DeFi space that it's probably
yeah,
not good to determine right now what are we going to do with the Treasury in 2 months. Well, you should probably
yeah,
wait for 2 months and see where we're at, because if you went in and all node projects a month ago, you'd be in really bad shape right now. So
yeah. So obviously we can speculate, like if Bitcoin drops to 20K, we're going to buy some Bitcoin, because that's the, I guess everyone thinks that's the right approach, right? Bitcoin will go back up, and if it doesn't, then well, we're kind of screwed anyway. But stuff like that, the obvious things we will do, and we will keep them long term. But it's very difficult, and what may be wise to do now will be disastrous in like a week or two. So.
yeah. And then just a little bit of education for people. So here's because I like to teach about DeFi also. So here's the contract addresses for these different NFTs. So again, if you want to check to see if you're getting scammed on NFT trade without a verified collection. So if you're wanting to buy a tree, this is the address of the tree contract. So when you go to NFT trade, you can find this tree, and you can go down here and see what is the contract address that I'm buying here. And you can click on it and you can check, hey, is this the actual tree contract? Yep. And it is the actual tree contract. So you know this one is legitimate, okay? So that's how a verified collection makes it a little easier, but you can still, with confidence, the nice thing about the blockchain is you know exactly what you're doing all the time. And so you can see, I'm buying this contract, which is on their webpage as the official tree contract. What sometimes happens is people might make an image, like they might just save this image, upload it on a different contract, and sell it for 5 AVAX. So you do have to be careful about that, but just check and make sure, hey, this is the right contract address. So,
and you'll also see it, like if you go to the collection of any NFT, you'll see the amount of people selling it. So if there's like 2, then you may want to second guess, but as you can see, like every single NFT that we've made also sits on there. So try to do a little bit of research. But again, if you want to be absolutely sure you're doing the right thing, go to our Discord server, into the info channel, and you'll find the right pages.
Correct. Awesome. Then one last question here, and then maybe we'll sign off after this, unless other people have other questions. But will there be any other functions in your ecosystem? See what I did there, pun with the ecosystem, that people can interact with besides purchasing NFTs?
Right. So as of right now, no. Currently we're in the NFT sale, so you purchase our NFTs, and obviously you can help out and grow the protocol by spreading the word. But in the near future, we are going to release some new utilities that allow you to gain some money already by holding those NFTs. And we have plenty of utility planned before, to be announced before the launch. Because once the project launches, people need to be able to spend their generated forest on something. If there's no utility, you're just going to sell the forest, and the price is going to plummet. And I guess that's that. So what we've learned from previous projects is that it's incredibly important to have utility ready at launch that can take a huge amount of the forest being generated and convert it into something else, whether that may be some forest financial merge, or bridging it to another project. Like you spend 5 forest and you get X amount of tokens in the other project. Could be a way to do that. But we're trying our very best to get things in place before launch, so that sell pressure won't be an issue.
And one thing I like that you're doing is when you have the lower rewards like you guys do, it gives you more time to figure out
Exactly.
What you're going to do. When you have too high of rewards, then there's such a rush. Like, hey, you better find some utility. Oh, there you go. You see my to-do list. But you got to find utility ASAP because the rewards are so high that your rewards pool is going to be dried up so fast. But when you're able to have lower rewards, there's a chance that your treasury investments could be enough to take off a lot of that selling pressure.
Oh, definitely.
And so just you give yourself a lot more options when you do that.
And one more thing I'd like to add is that I believe that a lot of sentiment right now is that if a project won't, stop generating rewards from the nodes, it's going to fail. So they won't even invest. So what I'd like to add to that is we won't be, generating rewards forever with yield trees. And even if we do, it'll be at a very variable variable rate, which allows us to be flexible, but still gives you your money. So in every shape, in every way, you're going to benefit from this project, whether it be selling your NFTs for profit, purchasing yield trees and holding on to them for a few months, or I guess using forest as a way to scalp and make money of that. So be very cautious when you see a project that only advertises nodes and plans on having them go on for years and years, because it doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, that's awesome. Thank you. I think you answered questions really well. Really like you, and I just love. I love seeing younger guys just have a vision and then going out and doing it and putting out there and just like, hey, I'm doing this and I want to help people make money. I want to help the environment. Again, even if that's not what other people are passionate about, like I just like seeing you go after, this is what I want to do. This is and you're not just talking about it, but like you're taking some steps towards it. And I think that's I like that a lot. We're gonna close off here. We'll give away one more tree, okay? Just
we'll do another.
We'll give away one more here. So we gave away one. We'll give away a second one, and then I'll do 3 in the Twitter. Should I keep one? No, I'll give them all away. I see my face enough in the mirror, so I'll buy my own.
And the fun things of those trees is that in the future we can, as they are a separate entity from the regular ones, we can use those trees in other giveaways and collaborations with James in order for people that potentially have one of those trees to have a huge reward when they enter a future giveaway. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to having a James tree. For sure.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and comment pick me. Please only do it once. If I see you post pick me more than once, you're disqualified. How about that? So starting now, and we'll give you like 15 seconds. I know there's a bit of a delay, and I always feel bad too for people who are watching the recording because inevitably they always comment to pick me. You can't do it later. I'm doing this live, so it's going to be somebody live. And I do it random. Somebody asked me if I have a generator. I should get some software with this. But I haven't.
It'll be fair.
Yeah. StreamYard, which is where I do these streaming from, they might actually even have something. I just need to look into it more.
Potentially. Yeah.
Okay, here I am closing my eyes and I'm picking. The winner is Sowley. Sowley, congratulations on a James Pelton tree. Again, shoot me a Twitter DM and I will scour through. I need your wallet address is what I'll need probably to send this over.
Congratulations, Sowley.
Yeah, congratulations. So, and then the other 3 I'll be giving away on Twitter. So keep your eyes open on my Twitter, twitter.com/JamesPelton18. Keep an eye out there. So just in closing, if you guys want to get involved, again, the ways are join their Discord. They're giving away seeds every day. Hop in there. If you want to go to this website, nft.forest.financial, you can buy a seed today, which acts as a whitelist ticket for the pre-sale. You can go over to NFT trade and buy one of these trees or a sapling, and other seeds are all for sale there. So you can go do that. But that's really how you can get involved. And keep your eyes open for April 29th, where the pre-sale will begin. And
Yep.
yeah, thank you so much for hopping on, talking through your project. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, and I hope you're going to be very successful as well with the projects you've mentioned today in your video. And yeah, I look forward to seeing more videos, James.
Yeah, thank you, Pim. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, and thank you, audience. Appreciate you guys. As always, we can only do AMAs if you guys come and watch. So appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you later. And yes, happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter, guys.
All right, bye-bye.